trying to decide between living in Livermore or living in Pleasanton, California? If you've been searching things like Livermore versus Pleasanton, best Tri-Valley city, or moving to the East Bay suburbs, this video is for you because today I'm giving you a real lifestyle-based comparison of these two incredible Tri-Valley cities so that you can decide which one actually fits your life. I'm Sam Costello, a local Livermore Realtor, and I work with buyers relocating to the Tri-Valley every single week. Many of my clients are moving from San Francisco, San Jose, the Peninsula, or out of state, and one of the first decisions they face is choosing between Livermore and Pleasanton. These cities are close geographically, but the day-to-day experience of living in each one can feel very different. The most important thing to understand right away is that there is no universal better city. Livermore and Pleasanton are both highly desirable, well-established Bay Area suburbs. The better choice depends entirely how you live, how you commute, what kind of environment you enjoy, and what you want your everyday routine to feel like. Let's start with overall lifestyle and atmosphere, because this is usually what people feel first when they visit each city. Livermore has a more relaxed, open wine country atmosphere. It's surrounded by vineyards, rolling hills, open space, and scenic views. Many people describe living in Livermore as feeling more spacious and less hurried. The city has a strong connection to outdoor living, with trails, parks, and winery experiences shaping how people spend their time. Pleasanton, on the other hand, feels more polished and centrally focused. It has a classic suburban layout with a very active and recognizable downtown core. The city feels well organized, established, and intentionally designed. People who love structure, convenience, and a traditional suburban rhythm often feel very comfortable in Pleasanton. Neither atmosphere is better, they're simply different. Livermore tends to appeal to people who value space, scenery, and a slightly slower pace, while Pleasanton often appeals to people who value centrality, walkability, and a more structured environment. Now let's talk about housing and overall layout, because this is where many buyers start to notice practical differences. In general, Livermore offers more variety in lot sizes, housing styles, and neighborhood layouts. Many areas of Livermore have larger lots, wider spacing between homes, and more visual openness. Buyers often notice that they can get more square footage or outdoor space for their budget compared to other Tri-Valley cities. Pleasanton housing tends to be more compact and centrally organized. Neighborhoods are often closer to amenities, and many homes are within short distances of parks, shopping areas, and downtown. While lot sizes may be smaller on average, the trade-off is proximity and convenience. Buyers who prioritize being close to everything often find Pleasanton appealing. Another important factor when comparing Livermore versus Pleasanton is commuting and transportation. Pleasanton has immediate access to major freeways and BART, which can be a significant advantage depending on where you work. For people commuting to San Francisco, Oakland, Walnut Creek, or other parts of the Bay, Pleasanton's location can shorten drive times and provide multiple transit options. Livermore is slightly farther east, but it offers its own advantages. It has direct access to I-580 and the ACE train, which is especially useful for people commuting to Silicon Valley. With hybrid and remote work schedules becoming more common, many buyers find that Livermore's commute is more manageable than they initially expected. For some, the trade-off of a slightly longer drive is worth the lifestyle benefits Livermore offers. Let's talk about outdoor access and recreation, because this is an area where people often feel a clear preference. Livermore has extensive access to open space, trails, and scenic areas. Many residents spend time hiking, biking, or walking in places like Sycamore Grove or along the Wine Corridor. Outdoor activities are a major part of the Livermore lifestyle, and the natural surroundings are very visible throughout the city. Pleasanton also offers well-maintained parks, sports facilities, and recreational programs, but the experience is slightly different. Recreation in Pleasanton often centers around organized parks, community events, and sports complexes. If you enjoy a more structured recreational environment, Pleasanton may feel like a better fit. Another major difference is the downtown experience. Downtown Livermore has a modern, energetic feel with restaurants, coffee shops, tasting rooms, breweries, and evening activity. It feels lively without being overwhelming, and many people enjoy the mix of food, wine, and community events. Downtown Pleasanton has a more traditional Main Street atmosphere. It's charming, walkable, and known for its consistent community activity. Many people enjoy the familiarity and predictability of Pleasanton's downtown, where events, markets, and gatherings are part of the city's identity. Both downtowns are highly valued, but they appeal to different personalities. Livermore's downtown feels contemporary and evolving, and Pleasanton's feels established and classic. While comparing neighborhood feel, Livermore neighborhoods often feel more spread out and varied. Streets can feel quieter, homes have more visual separation. This appeals to buyers who want a sense of privacy or openness. Pleasanton neighborhoods often feel more uniform and closely connected, which appeals to buyers who value walkability and proximity to community amenities. Another consideration is how each city feels over time. Pleasanton is very mature as a city. Much of its development is already complete, and the city's character is well defined. Livermore continues to evolve, particularly in its downtown area and along certain development corridors. Some buyers prefer Pleasanton's stability, while others are drawn to Livermore's growth and transformation. Weather also plays a role in daily living. Livermore is generally warmer, which supports its wine industry and outdoor lifestyle. Pleasanton tends to be a little bit cooler, some people may prefer. Neither climate is extreme, but the difference can influence how often you're outside and what activities you enjoy most. One of the biggest things I encourage buyers to think about when comparing Livermore versus Pleasanton is how you want your life to feel when you're not working. Where do you want to spend your weekends? How important is outdoor scenery versus convenience? Do you want a sense of space, or do you prefer being close to everything? These questions matter more than statistics or rankings. Both Livermore and Pleasanton offer strong community environments, access to amenities, and high quality of life. The difference comes down to alignment, not superiority. If you're relocating to the Tri-Valley and deciding between Livermore and Pleasanton, the best thing you can do is spend time in both cities, drive through neighborhoods at different times of the day, and think about how each one fits into your routine. And working with a local professional who understands both cities can really help you navigate those differences more clearly. If you're considering a move to Livermore or Pleasanton and want help breaking down neighborhoods, commute options, housing styles, and lifestyle differences, I'd be happy to help. I work with buyers relocating to the Tri-Valley every week, and my goal is to help you find the city and neighborhood that fits right and feels right for how you live. And before I wrap this up, I want to help you make this decision in a more practical, real-life way, because when people are choosing between Livermore and Pleasanton, it's rarely about stats on a paper. It's about how life actually feels and unfolds once you live there. One of the biggest differences people notice after moving is how each city feels during ordinary, non-event days. Pleasanton tends to feel very efficient and structured. Errands are quick, routes are familiar, and the city has a very organized flow. Many people like that predictability. You know where things are, you know how long it will take, and your routine stays consistent week to week. Livermore feels more flexible and more spacious. The city is slightly more spread out, which gives it a calmer rhythm. People often tell me they feel less rushed here, even when their schedules are busy. There's more visual space, more open sky, and fewer moments where you feel compressed by traffic or density. For some people, that feeling alone becomes a deciding factor. Another difference that comes up a lot for people relocating to the Tri-Valley is how social life naturally happens. Pleasanton's social energy tends to center around its downtown core and organized community events. Many people enjoy the reliability of knowing where people gather and when things are happening. It feels very connected and community-driven in a very traditional way. Livermore's social life is more spread out and organic. You'll find people meeting at wineries, parks, trails, downtown restaurants, or neighborhood gatherings. It's less centralized and more lifestyle driven. For people who enjoy variety and spontaneity, that flexibility really matters. Something else worth considering is how each city supports different stages of life. Pleasanton often appeals to people who value convenience, structure, and central during very busy seasons of life. Being close to major roads, transit options, and centralized amenities can make logistics feel easier. Livermore often appeals to people who are prioritizing space, balance, and lifestyle sustainability over the long term. Many buyers tell me they see Livermore as a place where they can stay longer without feeling the need to move up again later, because the city offers more room to grow into different phases of life. Another factor people don't always think about is how growth and development feel over time. Pleasanton is a very well-established city. Development is limited, and much of the city's layout and character is already set. Some buyers love that stability and predictability. Livermore still has visible momentum. Downtown continues to evolve, new restaurants and businesses open regularly, and the wine country identity continues to strengthen. Some buyers are drawn to that sense of progress and opportunity, especially if they like being a part of the city that's actively growing and changing. Let's talk about weekends, because how you spend your weekends often reveals which city fits you better. In Pleasanton, weekends often revolve around downtown, parks, sports activities, and community events. In Livermore, weekends tend to involve outdoor time, wine country experiences, trail walks, scenic drives, or slower, more open-ended plans. Neither is better, but one will likely feel more natural to you. Another helpful way to decide between Livermore and Pleasanton is to think about what you want your environment to do for you. Do you want the city to make life simpler and feel more efficient, or do you want it to feel more expansive and restorative? Pleasanton tends to support efficiency and centrality. Livermore tends to support space and lifestyle balance. One thing I always like to remind people is that both cities are part of the same broader Tri-Valley ecosystem. You are never far from one or the other. Many residents live in Livermore and spend time in Pleasanton, and vice versa. So this decision isn't about isolation, it's about where you want to land at the end of the day. And here's an important point that doesn't get talked about enough. Your personal definition of convenience matters. For some people, convenience means freeway access and transit. For others, convenience means fewer crowds, easier parking, and calmer streets. Pleasanton and Livermore offer different types of convenience, and understanding which one matters to you is really the key. When I help buyers decide between Livermore and Pleasanton, the conversation usually comes very clear once we talk about daily habits. Where do you like to spend time outside? How do you prefer to socialize? Do you like being in the center of activity or slightly removed from it? Do you value structure or flexibility? Those answers almost always point to the right city for you. So if you're deciding between Livermore and Pleasanton, know this. You are choosing between two excellent Tri-Valley cities. The goal isn't to find the better one, it's to find the one that aligns with you and how you want to live your life. If you're relocating to the Tri-Valley and want to help thinking through neighborhoods, commute patterns, housing styles, and lifestyle fit, I'd be happy to help. I work with buyers moving into both Livermore and Pleasanton, and my role is always to help you get clarity, not pressure. If this comparison was helpful, make sure to subscribe. I post weekly videos on living in Livermore, living in Pleasanton, neighborhood guides, cost of living comparisons, and everything you need to know to make a confident move to the East Bay suburbs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.